Well. Look at this chart right here. Look at this sucker. Right down to the target. Can we bounce? I don't know. We'll see. Got right down in there yesterday, showing a little more weakness. And the S5FI back down, touching 20. I mean, sometimes I get lucky. This time, back to back. I mean, got the Netflix, kind of got the Tesla, kind of got the S&P 500. I mean, that's why you're here, right? Anyway, thanks for coming, everybody. Good morning, Everett, Kevin, Valerie, JB. Good morning, Space Cowboy, Brian, Michael, Sergio, Gary, Giovanni, Dex, Nikki, Alan, Donald, Don, Merle, Rongamer, Infinity, Gregory, Craig. Good morning, everybody. Don, if you want to chat just like all these fine people. Oh, my wife, Kimberly, my lovely wife, Maurizio, David, Larry, good morning. Shane, how's it going, my man? And if you want to be on the chat and say hey or whatever, just like all these people, ask a question, whatever it might be, link right here. This little guy, there's a little overlay, little green button there. Click that thing, become a channel subscriber. Then while you're at it, down below, there's a bell with little doodads. Click that, turn on all notifications. If YouTube thinks you'll watch this again in the future, you'll get notified whenever I go live. And if I'm no longer live, you'll have to leave a comment down below. And you know what? I have Discord for those that believe that maybe I have a knack for predicting some stuff in the market. Maybe. I got Discord. Link is in the description. Also, a podcast dropped yesterday where they kind of interviewed my trading life story. And I told the whole story, like from 3rd grade all the way up to where we are today. It's probably the most detail I've ever given somebody on that trading journey. You know, we did gloss over a few of the parts, but it was a pretty good story. So that link is also in the description. You can go watch it or listen to it or whatever you do with podcasts after this. I gave it a listen. I was pretty happy with it. Like they edited a little bit and did a great job. So that's sitting down there in the description. And you can listen to it anywhere podcasts are listed, I guess. It's How to Trade It is the podcast. And I linked it on X. I retweeted there when they posted it. So, or reposted or whatever they call it these days. I don't know. Twitter going through all the branding. Even Kimberly liked it, you know, as she says in the chat there. So, anybody give it a listen? You know, I know Rongamer listened. Sergio, awesome. Glad. Yeah, give it a little. They loved it. They wanted me to promote it a little bit, so they get a little traffic. But yeah. Anyway, so how we doing? Market definitely felt like it went down the toilet yesterday, right? But as I started out, look, right there. Somebody drew a great big target, and we came right down in there yesterday. Then we did a little flush just below it, that 618 level, hanging out right there, 42.62. We'll see. All right. But before we start talking about trades or anything, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation here, intended to be informational, educational, and fun. A little bit of entertainment. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. No stocks, no bonds, no Forex, no options, no futures, no cryptos. Don't buy or sell any of it, all right, based on anything I say. Because maybe I'm full of crap. Maybe I'll never get another thing right again. But sometimes I do. If you believe in what I say, you know, whatever. Don't come blaming me, because if you desire personal financial advice, you got to hire and consult a financial advisor. All right. But sometimes I get it right. I don't know. Sometimes. And that sometimes was now. All right. Here's our, man, solar is getting whacked. And TSMC last night during their earnings, they said they expected the bottom in the softness of the semiconductor market. They're actually seeing orders pick up. This was interesting. I don't know if anybody heard this. Their stock price certainly isn't reflecting this right now, but right now they're seeing order flow pick up and demand start to turn the bottom. So Not reflected in their earnings this quarter, but that's what their outlook and they're seeing coming down the pipe. But that can be super positive. All right. It's one of those things. We may go on an epic run here. Other banks, lots more banks reporting earnings. We saw Netflix just kind of hold steady yesterday while Tesla kind of took the dive, ran on down. We're seeing more banks hitting earnings, but like I said, solar getting smacked down. And then Bitcoin this morning. Anybody pull up a Bitcoin chart? Holy moly. New high this morning already. It might be on a breakout. We'll see what develops here. It could run, could get slammed back down. I'm not sure which way it's going yet. We'll talk about it. And as far as the calendar goes, there's not a lot cooking. Not a lot cooking. We did see volatility on Powell speaking yesterday, and Goolsby, and Barr, and Hawker, and those dudes were out beating the drum. Excuse me. That we're seeing some weaker, some tighter. I guess they said tighter financial conditions. It was the language they kept using, and the market wasn't too fond of that. We saw the dollar doing crazy moves. We saw the S&P doing crazy moves. A lot of volatility, especially when Powell was speaking. So, one way to think about it, though, if they're raising rates, even though the mainstream narrative is like raising rates is horrible for the market, raising rates is bullish. That means everything's good, and like they think they can raise rates and not kill everything. Now, when we start cutting rates, that's when you got to be cautious, because that means they're seeing trouble. Like there's storm clouds on the horizon. They want to cut rates and get this thing, ease the financial conditions so that we can keep going. But that's when there's trouble brewing. So cutting rates is not necessarily, that's not a good sign. Like in my book, it's never been a good sign as long as I've been trading. Usually that means something bad is potentially coming down the road. And we did so many rate raises. We did so many rate raises so fast. I mean, who knows what this thing's going to do? I mean, they could already have blown it up, and the writing could be on the wall for rate cuts already. We just don't know. I mean, we already know we can't afford. The U.S. can't afford the interest rate payments even. And Biden last night gonna solicit another $100 billion to pee in the wind. I mean, yeah, TSMC is TSM. It was right there on the. It's posted in Discord. This thing is posted in Discord, but right there, TSM is the ticker. The little box has the ticker TSM. There, that's Taiwan Semi. So next week. Oh, we're already at the end of the week. We're already at Friday. What the heck? What the heck? Anyway, next week, not a whole lot of U.S. economic stuff. We have some flash manufacturing and services PMI. We've got new home sales. We've got a little bit of unemployment and GDP. But and then we got consumer sentiment down here. So not a ton of stuff. We got some PCE too on Friday. So got a few things coming up, but not. It's mostly going to be earnings. Earnings for the next 3 weeks, probably. Next 3 weeks. We've got all the big tech coming down the road. I'll post that in Discord when the charts come out tomorrow or whenever they come out from Earnings Whisper. I mean, their charts are just pretty. So, all right, there you go. And S&P 500 right back down. Made another extension. Now, is that it? I don't know. We'll have to see here. We'll have to see. We definitely stopped there. I was hoping we'd get the turn. We didn't. We pushed on lower. But as I had warned on the smaller time frame stuff, we got right down to that target. We didn't just get there and bounce, though. Not yet. Not yet. We're seeing the ES just consolidating right there. Could that be the bottom? Dang well, very well could. We're bouncing right off that 42.83, 618 level, right down there. Like once, twice, 3 times. If we start breaking out above these overnight highs, back up through 43.05 on ES. And this is the S&P 500's futures. Runs about 30 points different than the cash index. If you're unfamiliar, ES is the futures. When the mainstream media is out there like, oh, the market's going to open down 15 points today. They're talking about the futures, all right? And usually they're talking about Dow, but for whatever reason, I don't usually watch Dow because the numbers are so cooked. But there you go. That's Dow. So Dow futures down 90. I don't usually watch it. Anyway, NASDAQ showing a little bit of softness, consolidating right down here. If we can turn the corner, this thing can rocket off. Like looking at the daily chart, we may be switching back to daily charts here because all this stuff's pretty much like there is the risk that we go down and make a lower low. It's out here. Like we can make a lower low at this point. It's sitting out there as a potential, as a possibility. I have lots of stuff drawn on this chart, and if we do, it's probably coming down to that 4160 area that we talked about for a while. Right there, 4160. Now, even on I'm dancing around charts here, but it's all basically the same kind of general stuff. Now, the S&P cash index here, look right here. That's the 618 right there. 76 is down just a little bit, 42.55. We could see that dip on down there. And if this wasn't the bottom, we get below that 786 level, the 1272, 4167 right there, almost matches exactly this 4160 level here. So if we start showing weakness, we may go extend, push right on down to that 4160. Now that could last us, unfortunately, that could push us right on out into the end of the month, possibly even November, which doesn't quite jive with the historical seasonality. So far we're not seeing the seasonality kick in yet. We started to, and then we ramped right back down. Now, what's special about today? OPEX. Today is the monthly OPEX. There's some ungodly number of some ungodly value of notional options expiring today. Now, the options, when you look at them, there's the actual price, but then there's the notional price, which is the shares times the strike price. And that's a lot of times when you see people talking about how many $1 trillion worth of options, that's really what they're talking about, is the face value times the number of options times which, you have a $100 option, the stock goes out at 90. I mean, it's a $100 call. Your $100 call is going out for zero. It's not worth anything. It's not worth, $10,000. I mean, let's be honest, right? Anyway. All right. So, like I was saying, TSM is kind of bullish on their future. And I don't know why I just did that on this chart. I need to do it on this chart. Let me refresh the list. And there we go. Russell messing around down here. Got the extension. How low are we going? We have the target down here, probably around 1650. We might reach down there. We might. CL trying to push higher, gotten rejected. This is one I keep an eye on. We could reject the deeper retrace at this point. That could have been all we got at the 50, and we could just go pushing on off. We could. Let's clear up some fib lines. Leave that one for the moment. So this right here, how high would the next extension go? Probably around this, right back to the highs up here, around this 90 area. If we're going bullish. So if we break out above that, probably heading up here. I draw lots of these levels, but right there. Get above that high that we made this morning. Probably heading up here. If we break back down, probably going for a deeper retrace, maybe down to the roadmap line. So see how that cooks out in the coming days. GC, big news. We cleared the resistance. Like probably on the way to 2100. We do have this other prior high to get through, but it's looking like we're going to go make a higher high. Now, that doesn't mean we won't get a retrace in there. We may find some resistance at that 618 level right around 2000. But that looks pretty darn positive for going higher. Bitcoin poked up, higher high, getting rejected back a little bit. If we jump down the time frame, you can kind of see we peaked out about 6:30 this morning Eastern time. Coming back, probably touch the roadmap line on the 15-minute before we make another run. And it could be the smaller time frames. I mean, we could find the 5-minute here, could find support, but yeah, that looks pretty strong. And we could see a breakout today. Could. I'm not sold on it. We'll see what happens. Now, jumping back up to the daily. Ethereum. Still not very bullish. Still consolidating down at the lows. So even though it's moving up a little bit, Ethereum is not participating to the level that Bitcoin is. Still may need that touch right down here around 1450. It may. It's not making a higher high. It's making a lower high. That's showing some weakness. Rotation out of Ethereum into Bitcoin. That's showing some more strength. I think people are positioning themselves for the ETF approvals and the inevitable ramp that's likely to occur off of all that stuff. So dollar just turning sideways as I drew. It's just in a tight range until it breaks above resistance or below support. We got nothing, just more sideways. It can churn in this 105, 106 area for a while. It could just hang out there for 2 months, 3 months. I mean, it doesn't have to do anything. All right. Sympathy for Bitcoin, MSTR, popping a little bit. Mara, popping a little bit. Potentially going to open up higher, maybe. Oh, just open. And it was up in the $8 area and jumped back down. Oh, there it is, $8. It's just, yeah, there we go. It's just kind of churning, sitting there at 3.5%. You know, Bitcoin up 2.6. Mara usually gets a little extra juice, but that chart certainly doesn't look like the Bitcoin chart, so it has some opportunity to catch up. And the options expiration today may hold it down. We may not get a pop in Mara or Riot or BTBT or HUT or any of these until after the OPEX today. So the options very well could be holding all those in. Jazz. Come on, man, the internet is slow this morning. Jazz, slow for me. I don't know what's going on. It was being weird and slow. Even my alert bot was having trouble with the internet this morning. So Jazz sitting there, trying to break above the roadmap line, getting rejected. That's a biopharma. Be careful on biopharma stuff. They don't always follow patterns. KNX. That looks pretty bearish. Golly. Humming along. Plummeting out. Got a little bit of good news, I guess, on earnings. Beating on the top, beating on the bottom. But that looks pretty dang gnarly for a chart. Holding here, and it can push lower. I don't care if it's good earnings or not. We can push on down lower. VOO. Vanguard. That's an ETF. That looks kind of bearish. Could push on down lower. Each chart on its own, all right? That's just because the S&P goes higher does not mean that the Vanguard S&P 500 value ETF has to go higher. This is based in value. Value stocks, I don't know. Doesn't look so hot right now. Could continue down to 143. ALV. Autoliv. That is Lower highs cooking there. Got to break above that to go higher. Could very well do it. If we do, highest high, lowest low. Resistance right there at the 99 level. Then 107, 112 on the breakouts. Crocs showing up on the market movers today. Oh man, look how close it got to the target. Just scraping the top twice. That's pretty dang close. Pretty dang close. Well, could be finding a bottom there. We turn up, break above the roadmap line. We can finally come up, retest that resistance and go higher, but be careful. It's not doing it yet. That's not proving the bottom yet. So coin still parked on the roadmap line. We'll see what happens. This is also dependent on Bitcoin. Downtrend of the highs. Got to break above that to go higher. I have loftier goals, but crypto, Bitcoin in general has to actually break out. Right now, getting rejected off of that. We need to be moving on up into the 30,000s, getting new highs for everything to get super sparky. So if we do, set some alerts. We get up in the 31,000 area. Bitcoin related stuff is probably going to start rocketing off. Look, Mara, look at this. We're not that far off. Like, we were right up here, 32,000, right? Back in July, right here. We're sitting right under 30,000. MSTR, look at that. July, it's up here at 468 right now, 352. That's being suppressed. Like, unless that was bubbly hype, this is being suppressed, all right? Mara probably was some bubbly hype, but look, the proportion here is wicked. Like, we were at 20, now we're at 8. This has huge opportunity to get rolling. Riot, kind of the same. We were at 20, now we're at 9. BTBT, we were at 4, almost 5. Now we're at 2. Hut, this is a reverse split deal, so be careful here, but we were at 450. Now we're at 180, 190. So, and coin, this one, we were at 112. Now we're at 75. That is not proportionally the same as Bitcoin here. Look, we're not even hardly down much. So, huge opportunity. And we're down like 8%, while some of those are down like 50%. So, there's going to be something's holding them down. Shorts, whatever it is. Once that dam breaks, watch out, baby. Bowl. That one. No idea what they do. Movies and entertainment, huh? There's the resistance. We're trying to get through the roadmap line now. Then we'll have more resistance where we consolidated right up here before this spike. If it can get on the positive side, 1922. Let's see, BitX, 2X. You want to add some leverage on, play with gasoline here. There you go, leverage. Go do some options on this. Holy moly. Now this one back in July was up here at 16. To have resistance right there when we consolidated. Percent-wise, this one could see a huge rally. BITO, getting a nice pop, but this one again, look. This was high in April, a lower high in June, even lower in July. So this one is definitely not behaving like Bitcoin. And this is a Bitcoin ETF based on the futures. I know there are costs associated with this. It does pay a dividend, but watch for that breakout. This one could go a little nuts. Just to get up to resistance 16 up here, and that one could have a huge potential. This one did the 1272. huge potential for that one to go higher. SEDG, sorry goose. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Solar getting whacked. That is right down to that support zone. If we hold here and turn up, that can be positive, but we get below that zone. I don't know, like it can go to 0. EMPH showing some weakness. Also, solar just got whacked. I mean, just couldn't get above the resistance, broke down below. I mean, that one could go to 50. Cut in half. ISRG guiding to weakness, guiding down, missing on the bottom, beating on the top. GLP-1, the lap band surgeries. It's a cash machine for these guys, and with the GLP-1 drugs, people doing less of it, booking less of it already. So, yeah. SEDG tanked overnight. It's not tanking this morning. It's actually green this morning. So it's all in perspective. Right now it tanked overnight. It's rallying strong. So and that's an Israeli company. So what's wrong with SEDG? Well, Israel said they don't care about their economy. They just want to rid the earth of Hamas. So a lot of Israeli companies taking it on the chin due to that rhetoric. WD-40 this is Rongamer's favorite liquid, I think. Just kidding. Right back to the roadmap line, just chilling. And nothing super positive right now. We have resistance, main key resistance right there, hitting the head over and over. 1, 2, 3. Rejected right back down. That's just holding this little consolidation area. Just holding. And PB Blaster. That's good stuff too. All right. That one right there. Not as bad as Solar Edge, but watch out. Somebody just screamed outside. That was crazy. GNRC also getting hit a little bit. Looks like our alternative energy stuff taking a little bath here. How low can that one go? 68. I think there's a fight outside. Sounds like kind of crazy. Sorry if you can hear it. Probably very muted if you do. Solar ETF taking a bath. How low does that one go? Probably 32. Tesla. Oh man, wrong where I said it might go back to the lows from the prior move. Will it extend on down? I don't know. We made it right back to the low from the prior earnings. If we get below that, down here 186, possibly 170, maybe. Have to go off of this one. Yeah, so it didn't do that A, B, C, D, E. So that was A, B, C, D, E. Nope. So that's a messed up pattern at this point. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it was the triangle, actually. It looks like that was this is the B. This is the C. Set some realistic expectation. That goes off of here. 197 is possible. And 180 below that. So set the realistic target here. This was just an A down, a B up, and this is a 1, 2, 3, probably get a little bounce, and a 4, 5. Let's check this right here. Yeah, we'll probably get a bounce Could push down to 206, get a bounce back up in here. I'll draw it here in a second. Yeah. It's probably going to do this. Right to there. Bounce like this. And get that target. Most of the time, y'all don't see me do this level of nerdy drawing. Yeah. Right there. That's the... And draw a sub target. Like, that's where I think it's going to go. And the bigger target. Somebody remind me why I've got all those circles piled up there. That's it at this point. And it could go fast. It could get there in a day or two, or it could take out to mid-November. That's the path on Tesla right now. Down, down, down. All right. That's what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me C waves or impulse waves to the downside. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like that. And that's the C wave right there. 5 of C. All right. That's what we got. FNGU. Just sitting on the roadmap line. Right in the consolidation. Watch for a pop. Market thinking about going positive. It's thinking about it. If we start getting a positive up day, watch out. This one can go. I may buy a share or two of this. I bought some Netflix yesterday, like 5 shares. NFLX. I'm gonna sell them at 500 and 500 something. I'm gonna try to make 25%. Looking for this to rally right back to the top of the box. Maybe even 520. So bought like 5 shares, $2,000. Sit on it, make my 25%. Be pretty good. IHG, right down to the roadmap line, as I thought it might do. Intercontinental Hotels, breaking above this consolidation would indicate we're going to 81, possibly 83. Otherwise, if we break down, watch out below. And that's it. So bias for the day. I'm looking for a reversal. I'm watching like a hawk. I think for the bullish case, holding this area is is the bottom. Now, if we start breaking below 42.50, we're probably going on down to that lower low, probably around 41.60. This is a critical point. We need to get the bounce. Like, that was my target. We need to do the bounce part now. Right there, that line. We need to do the bounce part and come back, break back above these prior highs right there. So, watch out. We could get a 100-point up day very easily. 100, 150. We haven't had one in a while. So, that could put us right back up here if something crazy takes hold. So, watch out there. Be careful. Be careful, be careful. Don't I would be careful staying super bearish. I don't care what the news says. Conditions are ripe for this rally to take hold. We're right down at support. Watch out. All right. This thing can go ripping off, and it can make no sense whatsoever. I mean, the VIX came up, got above 20. We're seeing the S5FI dip back below 20 yesterday, or just barely. What was the low on that one? Right at 20. I thought we would double dip. I thought we might get a little dip below. Turns out we just dipped to the top. Watch out for the rip. Watch out for the rip. That's what I got for today. I'll be back live on Monday. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm doing a thing here in about 30 minutes at 10:30. 40 minutes. I'm going to talk about my new VVD, volume velocity divergence indicator, that indicates potential reversals in the market if you're interested, I'll have a link in the Discord. I don't have a link handy on me at the moment, but I'll see you later. All right. Did you find that seasonal chart you were looking for yesterday? I do have it. I'll throw it in Discord. Just remind me in Discord. I'll throw it up for Russell. I have it. I mean, it's just not on. I don't have it up on this computer, but I do have it. Didn't have to find it. I know where it is. So, anyway, I'll see you later. Bye for now. See you on Monday.